Welcome back to the Company Show. We tell it is, we don't carry a feel. And look, we got to talk about a couple of these first round college football playoff games. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. Oregon versus JMU, Ole Miss versus Tulane. Obviously, both Oregon and Ole Miss won their games. They advanced to the second round. Ole Miss is going to play Georgia in the second round, and Oregon is going to take on Texas Tech in the second round. No one is surprised that those two teams won their games. Everyone had them picked. It was almost a gimme for those two teams. It was basically, how much are they going to win by? Are they going to cover the spread? Maybe besides a couple of fringe fans for JMU and Tulane, no one actually picked them realistically to win. But we got to sit here and talk about this. Can we finally admit to ourselves that no one wants to watch these games? No one wants to sit home and watch Ole Miss in a college football playoff game dog walk Tulane 41-10. That game was never close. Even on the Oregon side, 51-34. That score is a little bit closer. JMU puts up 34 points, which we will touch on here shortly. But no one wants to watch that. No one wants to watch that game. As much as I laughed my tail off and thought it was hilarious and thought that it was the right thing that Notre Dame got left out of the playoffs over Miami, I would have much rather have seen Oregon versus Notre Dame or Ole Miss versus Notre Dame than these two teams. That is no disrespect to JMU and Tulane. They did what they needed to do within the parameters and rules of college football today to make the playoffs. They had a hell of a season. Congratulations to those players, those coaches on everything that they've accomplished. This will be a season that they will remember for quite some time. But can we stop handing out participation trophies? This is exactly what this is. Inviting JMU, having JMU and Tulane in the college football playoff is like having a little brother or sister that they have no business playing with you and your boys on the baseball field or football field, but you have to bring them along because your mama said, hey, don't leave your little brother out. He deserves to play with you. So you got to bring him along. That's exactly what this feels like. And it's almost a slap in the face to the teams, Oregon and Ole Miss, and a slap in the face to the organization in JMU and Tulane. Now, is there a chance that one of those two teams could have pulled an upset? Sure. Yeah, it happens. It happens every year in college football where one of these group of five teams will pull a major upset and they'll beat a team sleepwalking and they have no chance of no shot of actually beating. It happens. So I'll give you that. But this is the playoffs. This is the playoffs. These group of five teams need to have their own playoff. JMU is a great team. JMU would probably win their national championship in their division if they had an actual playoff for their division. But, I mean, this is also as a student athlete, as an athlete yourself, yes, you can sit here and tell yourself, hey, we made the playoffs, but do you really want your last game to be played for your university a blowout loss 41-10? Like, what are we doing here? What are we trying to accomplish? And I get it's the rules they're trying to avoid, basically being sued by inviting these two teams to play, by inviting a group of five team to participate in the playoffs, but something has got to be done. Changes have got to be made to where we have the legitimate 12 best teams in the college football. That's probably going to come with conference realignment again, unfortunately. I think these conferences are already too big, but we're probably, if we want to get where we want to get and actually have the 12 best teams or the 12 teams that actually should be in the playoff, whether it be 12, whether we advance to 16, whatever the case is, we're not going backwards. So for all you out there that like, hey, we should have stayed at 4, or we should have never even had a playoff, it should just be the top 2 teams, or maybe we should go back to 8. We're not going backwards. College football is not going backwards. It's either going to stay at 12 or include more. Most likely, we're probably going to see a 16-team playoff. But this has got to change, and it's got to change soon. Because I sat there and I watched the Ole Miss and Tulane game, and I live stream. So I have a TikTok that I live stream on, where I do play-by-play of the games. I'm very energetic. I go crazy. I'm sitting there. I am like every single play. I'm giving detailed description of what's happening, having a great time. So the link for my TikTok account is on my YouTube account. You can click there if you want to check it out. I live streamed the Oklahoma-Alabama game, the whole game. We had a great time. I live streamed the Miami Texas A&M game. Had a great time. We'll talk about that here in a different video. But I didn't want to live stream Ole Miss, Tulane, or live stream Oregon and JMU. Because what's the point? Me sitting here saying, hey, yep, Ole Miss scored again. Oregon scored again. Like, it's just not, it's a slap in the face to legitimate competition. And for all you people that want to say, oh, well, what about the Cinderella story? What about the Cinderella story? They deserve to be there. Do they really? Or is it just a participation trophy? One of these two teams, this is not basketball. People so much love to point to the playoffs in basketball or the playoffs in baseball. Football is a different sport. This isn't basketball. This isn't baseball. There's not 5 guys on the court for this, where one player can make the difference. If you have one player that's legitimately going to be playing in the NBA one day, can make a difference for your team. That's not how it goes in football. It's just not. And it never will be that. You might one day, if you play this sport for the next 25, 30 years, have one of these major upsets, but they're never going to win the championship. They're just not. They have yet to win it. They're never going to. So we need to get away with this. That we need to get away from this. Things need to change. Group of 5 teams do not belong in the college football playoff the way that it's structured now. Because, like I said, 41-10. 41-10. Ole Miss beat Tulane. Waste of a TV spot. And you're only, now don't get me wrong, I hate when people use this argument, well, what about injury? You might as well not even go play. The same thing with Notre Dame. All their fans try to say, well, we don't want anyone injured. But legitimately, both Oregon and Ole Miss have a legitimate shot at winning everything this year, at winning a national championship. And they got to come out here in game 1 and play these 2 teams. What if one of their star players gets injured? Trinidad Chambliss for Ole Miss was out of the game and went into halftime injured, and no one thought if he was going to be healthy enough to come back. We had no word. Now, he did come back and play, but what if he got injured in that Tulane game and he was out for the rest of the season? Couldn't play. You're like, man. Now, granted, that could happen in practice. It could happen if he's playing Georgia, or if he's playing Ohio State, or if he's playing anyone else. Yes, injuries are a part of the thing, but the point that I'm trying to make is that these games, they're just not fun to watch when it's the playoffs. And I hope that we eventually get away from it in the regular season as well. It'll probably be a long time, if ever, if we stop seeing these games in the regular season. But we have got to get away from these games in the playoff. Notre Dame should have been in this playoff. As much as I laughed and thought it was funny, they should have been in. Texas, Vanderbilt, anyone else but these 2 teams would have been a better matchup. And that is what it is. Now, let's jump into Oregon and JMU. Give credit to JMU. Now, they did put up 34 points against Oregon. And if you're Oregon, you're probably looking at like, hey, man, our defense did not play good. We got to play better. If we have any shot of getting where we want to go and winning this thing, or even winning another game, our defense has got to step up and play better. And give credit to JMU. They did not roll over and die. A team down that much could have just easily been like, you know what? We've lost. Pack it up. It's great that we made it where we made it. We've had a hell of a season, but we lost this game. JMU, that was not JMU. They fought their tails off until the very end. So congratulations to JMU. Give them all the credit in the world. But even still putting up 34 points against Oregon, 34 points against Oregon, which I think Oregon will correct. This game was still never close. It made it exciting. It made it fun to watch in the second half. Like, hey, man, JMU's putting up some points. Look at the theatrics, the passing down the field. Like, that was entertaining for a little bit, but the game was still never in question. And we knew that going into these games, it was almost like a gimme game. So why, I'm asking y'all, why are we playing these games? And don't give me the bull crap Cinderella story, feel-good story. This is competition. The best of the best. I don't care about your feel-good story. I don't care about your Cinderella story. A Cinderella story would be an underdog such as Oklahoma going to win it all. They're truly they would be an underdog against pretty much everyone in the field. So I don't Vanderbilt would have been a great, realistic underdog Cinderella story. Vanderbilt could have went on a run in the playoffs. I don't think they would have won it, but that would have been a legitimate Cinderella story. So obviously Ole Miss wins 41-10. Oregon wins 51-34. And we got to stop having these games. I don't know when it's going to change. It's probably not going to change for next year either. But there's no reason 2 Group of 5 teams should have been in the playoffs. And we got to stop having these games. I'm tired of the Invitational. I'm tired of the participation trophies that you see everywhere in the world today, the state of the world that it is. But it is what it is. Oregon advances. They're going to take on Texas Tech in the second round. Ole Miss advances. They're going to take on the Dogs in the second round. Go Dogs, baby. I will have a preview and prediction video of all the second round games coming out. I will also do a recap video of the Oklahoma-Alabama game and the Miami-Texas A&M game coming out here shortly. So if you're interested in watching those, just check out the channel. They should be up probably today or by end of day tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday. But again, let me know, generally, let me know if y'all think I'm stupid for feeling this way about these games or if y'all agree. Because I don't think we should be having these games. I mean, these games were never close. And we all knew that going in. So what's the point? And now both of these 2 teams, JMU and Tulane, granted, it was a great season for them. They have to end their season we just got dog walked on national TV. We clearly showed that we did not belong at all. Even with JMU putting up 34 points, they still showed that they did not belong at all whatsoever. So, but other than that, still got college football for a few more weeks. Cannot wait for these upcoming games. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to see who wins it all. But other than that, over and out.